See, this is what we are attempting to attain, attempting to realize, that an integrated personality. Now, integrated personality means there won't be any internal friction between different parts of our being and all. Normally, our body wants something or our sense organs want something, but the intelligence says, no, this is not right. Sometimes we want to make our mind calm, but the mind doesn't become calm. Sometimes the intelligence wants to do something, we are not able to follow that. All these are there. That is why we don't have mastery over ourselves. Integrated personality is a state where we will be master of our own mind, master of ourselves. This illustration is from one of the Upanishads. Upanishads are the knowledge treasure of our country. That you may have heard of Vedas normally. Upanishads all of you might not have heard, or you might have heard. The difference is that the Vedas, which is, the word also means knowledge. The Veda means knowledge. So our ancient knowledge is divided into two. One is the Veda we refer to it as Veda, but it is referred to as Karma Kanda. That is Achara. That means our interactional behavior, etc., puja, various things are discussed there. But after that we come to it is called Jnana Kanda, or the knowledge part of the Vedas, which is aggregation of all the Upanishads. Upanishads deal only with knowledge, no achara normally. So because it is dealing only with knowledge, it is applicable to anybody having any religion. As I said, it is all scientific. Not scientific, it is more than scientific in its logical structure and all. See, normally whatever we are reading in the books or listening to somebody and knowing, these are all second-hand knowledge because we are getting it from somebody. When we apply it in our life, then it becomes our first-hand knowledge. Suppose I told you today that how we cannot go back to the past, so we accept the situation, make the mind ready to accept, then the mind becomes peaceful, and then we get the solution. Now, when you apply it in your life, day-to-day life, it will become a reality for you. Then it will become your own knowledge. You won't depend on anybody telling you anything. You now experimentally, experientially, you will know that this is what happens in such cases. So, Upanishads are like that. They are direct communication of the truth. That generally in science we are interacting and experimenting with the objects. In this knowledge, our country, in the subject knowledge we say, there we are not interacting with the objects, we are looking within and discovering the different truths about our own self. So it is all experimental and experiential. So there is no theory. Theory can be built upon that, but actually it is experiential knowledge. So it becomes same for entire human race. It may not be applicable to a dog fully, not fully, it may not be applicable to a dog, but to human beings, whatever religion, whatever racial identity, whatever age, for everybody it will be applicable. Those are the Upanishadic truths. In Katha Upanishad, one of the fundamental Upanishad, they have given this example, illustration. Here there are 5 horses are shown. Normally the horses will always be even number, 2 or 4 or 6 like that. But we have given 5 because we have 5 sense organs, which are the basic force in leading our life. Unless we have the senses, we will not perceive the world also. The world perception and activity comes from the senses. So they are the ghodas. They have written also senses. Now, one thing you should know, the sense organs will do only with connection of the mind. How do we say? Suppose you are sleeping, the mind is sleeping. At that time I open your eyes and show something. Say a beautiful rose I am showing to you. Now if you can do the experiment, you will find that the picture is there in the retina. And perhaps the nerve signals also will go to a certain extent or so. But if you get up, I ask you, did you see the rose? Will you say yes or no? You will not know. Unless the mind is connected to the senses, the sense will not be able to do anything. The result will not be there. So, in disciplining the senses, we have to finally discipline with the rein of the mind. The mind must be taking control of the senses. That is why these reins are referred to as the lagam, usko mind. Now, this mind also is guided by the intelligence. Suppose I am not able to do something in the exam or anywhere in the world. The intelligence will say what is to be done. Suppose you have missed your train, what is to be done? The intelligence has to say that you take another route, go like this, go like that. Everywhere the intelligence is the guide. Suppose you want to take something wrong, the intelligence will remind you again and again, don't get under the grid, you will be suffering later on. Something wrong, suppose. The intelligence will guide us, no, this is not right. You should not take to it. Immediately it might be appearing as very good, but later on you will be put into trouble. So the mind must be ready to follow the intelligence. And the last is we are calling it soul. You may call it soul or whatever. The question is, that is from where our amness is coming, that I sense. It is always there. That is the first thing in our Vyaktitva, in our personality. Without the I, we cannot know anything. Wherever you have dreaming also, that I will be created in the dream, and that I will dream that I have come to fight a war or whatever I am doing in dream. That I has to be there always. That is the first identity, or that is the real identity. Now, all of you will know, suppose you are doing something wrong. From deep inside you will find that something is saying that no, this is wrong, you should not do. Even if you don't understand the full depth of it or so, there is an inner voice which will tell you that don't do it, or do it this way or that way. Normally we are not heeding this inner voice. Heeding matlab? We are not following the inner voice. We are not giving importance to that. Why? Because we are guided primarily by the attraction and repulsion towards some object or objective situation. Sometimes it is greed, sometimes it is some gain, sometimes to say not to lose something, everywhere. We are not listening to the inner voice because we are guided by the likes and dislikes, greed, swarth, etc. Now this is this chariot's motion. What will we do? First of all, the horses have to be disciplined. You have seen that new horses, when they put here, we have the horse riding ground. They will put 2 covers so that they don't go here and there attracted by outside things. So, for sense discipline, right from childhood, we are not allowed to do whatever our senses do. Suppose a child likes only to eat sweet. The parents will say that no, you will have adverse effects, so you should take some vegetable also. Or suppose your senses are only given to play, as I said in the first half also. So initially the parents will say that no, you should not play, you should study now. But later on, the intelligence will say that no, the exams are coming within 1 month or 2 months or so, now I should study, I cannot go on playing like this. The mind should be capable of listening and following it. Generally it is not happening, so we are going astray. So the first of all, we have to discipline the horses, means discipline the sense organs, which we do by giving different kinds of food, nutritious food. And also, when we say food, it is not just the food we take with the mouth. With the eyes we are taking the food for the eyes, that is, the vision is the food for the eyes. Sound is the food for the ears. Like that, whatever it is perceiving, the sense organs are perceiving, that is the food for that particular sense organ. So if we give a proper, healthy, nourishing food for each kind of input, in each kind of ahara or food, then our corresponding limbs will become more healthy, powerful, etc. In childhood, those who are given to some exercise, their body also becomes healthy. That is also a discipline meant for the body, for the limbs, not only for the senses, but for the limbs also. Now, similarly for the mind, we might be careful about the food for the body. Even if we are not careful, the doctors will tell us that don't take this, take that, or the parents will do, or the internet, something will tell us. It is quite common that we will get guided by what is to be eaten and what is not. But we are not careful about what food to be given to the mind. That is, it is all the more important now, because through the internet and mobile we are exposed to wide variety of things. So which I should see, which I should listen to, that decision, unless we give nourishing food to the mind will lose its power. It will become slave to the world. It will not have its independence, it will not have its freedom, it will not have its strength also. So as we give nourishing food to the body, similarly we have to give nourishing food to the mind also. What are the nourishing food? Good things to read, which will inspire us. Say, when we read very good patriotic novels also, patriotism rises in us. When we read something very calming and generate love and kindness towards people, our mind develops those points. So the noble thoughts, kind thoughts, loving thoughts, generous thoughts, universal thoughts, they always make our mind expanded, more powerful, stronger. Always it is like that. So we should have proper food for the mind. And similarly for the intelligence also. The intelligence can work for the good things, can work for the bad day also. For a thief, the intelligence will tell that, oh, you could not open the treasury that day, you go this way, take this, then he will be able to. So it can put us into bad path as well as good path. But it will always give us that how to go about it. The analytical part, the help is given by intelligence. Now, to walk on the path of ultimate goodness also, to become good, we have to give the proper food to the intelligence also. What is the food for the intelligence? It is analysis, logical analysis, discriminating between various things, good and bad also. This is scientific. When we are studying some subject, that also will make us apply our intelligence. Otherwise, mathematics we will not be able to solve, physics we will not be able to understand, language also we will not be able to express properly. So a proper activity for the intelligence is to engage it into good analysis. Now, if they are all like this, the sense organs, mind and intelligence, they are all driven by our usual desires and attraction, repulsion, etc. But there is something beyond the intelligence also. That is what our scriptures point out. In Bhagavad Gita, very well it has been done in 3rd chapter. So if we can, that is what I am now referring to you without saying soul or Atma or anything, that if we are heeding that inner voice, inmost voice, then we will be able to follow it. So the intelligence can listen to the sense organs for their intelligence, or it can listen to the inner voice for taking us along a good path, auspicious path also. So the integrated personality will be, suppose you are sitting in a car, now the driver will drive. Will not the driver ask the owner of the car that, where do you want to go? What shall I do? It's not that you sit and the driver drives in his own manner anywhere he feels like going. Then you cannot reach your destination. Here also, the driver is the charioteer, the intelligence. It's a chariot. The intelligence is the driver, charioteer. Now, the chariot cannot go according to the whims of the charioteer. The charioteer will have to ask the owner, where shall I take the chariot? So it has to listen to our identity deep within, which we call soul or so, the inner voice. The driver intelligence must get the direction from the inmost level. Where lies my ultimate goal? Where am I supposed to go? What should be my life's goal? That goal it has to listen to. And then according to that, it has to guide, it has to tell the mind that no, we have to go there, you do it like this. So in this exam, finally the mind will guide the sense organs. So this chariot, in its ideal form, always the intelligence will take its guidance from the inmost level, that is the soul or so, where things are, no greed, nothing is touching there. Then this charioteer, the intelligence, will pull the reins accordingly to drive the horses. And if the horses are disciplined, then they will follow whatever way the intelligence wants to guide them. If the horses have not been disciplined, then what will happen? Even if the charioteer pull the rein, it will go haywire and run and breaking the reins also sometimes. So the integrated part is when all these elements, all these parts of our personality, they function properly. Ultimately listening to the inmost voice, then the intelligence. That is what we have given in the next, do the next slide. That the disciplined senses following the mind guided by the intelligence guided by the inner voice, lead us to integrated personality. So I wanted to tell this, there are many things to be told, but particularly this, because when a picture is shown, it will remain in your mind. And when you are functioning, you can remind yourselves that no, I will not listen to the senses, it is going to take me to the wrong path. Let me see, how do I feel deep within? Suppose you have two options. All of you have been asking for decision making. We can have a very simple thumb rule for decision making, provided we are aiming at ultimate happiness or ultimate good, ultimate auspiciousness. If we want that, those who do not want, for them we don't have any guidance. But those who would like to follow and reach the goal where lies the ultimate auspiciousness, for them this is the thumb rule. What is that? Suppose you have two options open. A or B. Suppose even in your job, you are going to take a job, two jobs are available. You have to think that if I take A, how do I feel within? That is, maybe A is giving me more money, more position, more power. But at the same time, I may have to compromise with the honesty or so. So, if you really look towards within, you will find there is a weakness coming in. You feel a weakness, you feel a constriction, you feel a little nervousness. Is it right to go that way or not? Whereas the B, if you take, it might be giving you lesser than A, that is money, power, position is little less. But you are sure that I don't have to compromise with the honesty, or there is no danger of doing anything wrong. So for a seeker of goodness, the person who like to have long-term happiness and auspicious goal, he should always seek this, where the feeling within is a feeling of strength, feeling of expansion, feeling of a lightness. That path is to be selected. In any decision, it's not only regarding job. A person who wants to walk the path of goodness and remain happy, will not have to repent any time, should always look within and select the path, select the option where he feels within a feeling of strength, feeling of expansion, feeling of courage, and not nervousness, weakness, all these things. So that should be the fundamental thumb rule for decision making. I just wanted to mention it. Now what is to be done in the questions they have? The question is, when we feel mental tension or negative thoughts, what is the best way to stay positive or confident? One of you, can you explain that what kind of mental tension or negative thoughts you are saying?
सर, जब हम बहुत ही स्ट्रेस फील करते हैं, जैसे कि अभी लाइक हम लोग का यूनिवर्सिटी में हम लोग का प्लेसमेंट ड्राइव चल रहा है, तो इससे रिलेटेड हम लोग कोशिश करते हैं अपना बेस्ट देने का, लेकिन फिर भी वहाँ पे जाके हमको ऐसा इंटरव्यूअर के सामने हमको ऐसा स्ट्रेस हो जाता है कि हम अपना बेस्ट चाहकर भी नहीं दे पाते.
अगर हम पहले से ही सोचते हैं कि हम फेल करेंगे या हमें सिलेक्ट नहीं किया जाएगा, तब तो परफॉर्मेंस भी ठीक नहीं होगा. हमें तैयार रहना चाहिए कि जो आने वाला है, मैं तो सबसे अच्छे से प्रेजेंट करूँगा. जो होना है हम अच्छे से करेंगे, उसके बाद जो होना है, उसको हमें मानना चाहिए. दिस मानना पार्ट वी आर नॉट डूइंग. That is, if you accept the whatever is coming as a result, if you don't worry about the result that I will be rejected, it is the thought of rejection which is making you perform less. Is it not? If you don't have the anxiety of rejection, रिजेक्ट करने दो, हम फिर दूसरी जगह देखें, वो भी रिजेक्ट करने दो, दूसरी जगह देखें, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ तो बिजनेस करेंगे, अपने आप कुछ कर लेंगे. क्यों कंपनी में जाना है, अपने आप कुछ कर सकते हैं अपने गुणों के अनुसार. तो वो अगर मन में उस एंजाइटी को हटाने के लिए एक ही उपाय है कि जो रिजल्ट के विषय में कोई सोचने का ज़रूरत नहीं है. इंटरव्यू में जो कुछ भी पूछेंगे, हम हमारा जो बेस्ट है बताएंगे. इज इट नॉट? नेक्स्ट, इट इज़ फ्रॉम ग्रुप 4. If I don't have any security, safety or backup, then how can I overcome the fear of failure during job interview? Everybody is about the interview, no? See, security, safety or backup means if you are born in a wealthy family and you have the backup, you are talking about that security, that even if I don't get the job, there is no. Group 4.
गुड इवनिंग सर, माय नेम इज़ अमन पॉल। सर मेरा वही था कि अगर मेरा फाइनेंशियल कंडीशन घर में उतना अच्छा नहीं है, कोई बैकअप नहीं है, तो उसके बाद तो एक डर रहता है कि अगर मेरा इंटरव्यू नहीं निकला, मेरे को जॉब नहीं लगा, तो मेरा फैमिली का क्या होगा, मतलब कैसे हम
हाँ,
ये
दैट इज एक्सेप्टेड। लेकिन बात ये है कि फैमिली के विषय सोच के, यार हमारा सिक्योरिटी नहीं है सोच के, तुम्हारा इंटरव्यू अच्छा हो रहा है या ख़राब हो रहा है? और भी ख़राब होगा। जितना तुम परफॉर्म कर सकते थे, ये सोचने के कारण, ये उद्विग्नता के कारण तुम्हारे जॉब मिलने का संभावना कम हो जा रहा है ना। ये तो बुद्धि, दैट इज़ व्हाट आई एम सेइंग हियर इन द चैरियट। द बुद्धि हैज़ टू रिपीटेडली टेल योर माइंड दैट आई शुड नॉट वरी। तो क्या कर सकता है? जिनका फैमिली का बैकअप नहीं है वो क्या कर सकते हैं? आप तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते सोच के। नौकरी करना है। If you don't get, you will do something else to support the family. See, when we have, I am talking about 1980s, 75 to 80, like that. A professor in a graduate college was being paid only 250 rupees in Calcutta, private college. Government would have been more. 250 rupees. Those days, to run a family with 250 rupees was not possible. No, any time it would not have been possible at all. Suppose when we passed MSc, many of our friends straight away joined bank or IAS. Some became IAS, Indian Administrative Service, and some joined the probationary officer for bank. So by the time we completed our PhD, another 5 years have passed. By that time, their salary would have been minimum 2,500, if not more, much more perhaps. And whereas after so much of study and dedication and all, we were offered only 250 rupees, 10 times less. This was the hal. Now it is much, much better. But now if you compare with the IT people, then it is again same. The professor's salary with the information technology who are getting right in the beginning 2 lakhs or so. It is almost the same, but not so much. Because with the teacher salary also you can run the family. It is not so bad as those days. So, in those days, only those people who would like to teach, unless they have the family support, they would not be able to get to the teaching profession or even research profession. If the family was already, I mean, you did not have to support the family, then only you could do it. So, situation will make you choose also. तो उसमें वरी करके तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं। वरी नहीं करने से हमारा परफॉर्मेंस थोड़ा बेटर तो होगा, मिलने का कोशिश संभावना भी ज़्यादा होगी।
सर ऐसा है कि ये हम बोल लेते हैं, हम खुद करते भी है, ठीक है कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, लेकिन वो है ना कि बचपन से बड़े होते हैं कि पढ़ लिए हैं तो कुछ करना है घर के लिए। तो बचपन से बड़े हुए हैं पढ़ते पढ़ते, तो अभी कुछ करना है घर के लिए, तो वो माइंडसेट चेंज नहीं हो पाएगा ना, उसको कैसे चेंज करें?
इतने सालों से जो माइंडसेट बना है, एक घंटे में कैसे चेंज हो? उसको मन को पढ़ाना है, सिखाना है, अप्लाई करना है। See, nothing, what we have done for so many years, it will not easily go. We have to, the intelligence has to have more of clarity, it has to face the situations. And now you will not have problems. Suppose you get selected in a proper place, you will become so satisfied and happy that you will never try to overcome the fear anymore. Until you face another problem in life. This is the trouble. The moment the trouble is gone, suppose you get absorbed in a good company, then all that you have spoken here we will be forgetting. You will not remember at all. Until you get another problem when the same anxiety will put you into trouble. So it has to be followed, applied in every action also, that anything to do with the future, by getting worried about it, by becoming nervous about it, we only spoil the future. That is, possibility of getting a better performance, better job will become less by that. This, if we understand clearly, then that negativity will go. And sometimes you will get, sometimes you may not get also, look for another opportunity. But the performance without the anxiety will always be better. उसका और कोई तो solution हमें पता नहीं है. You have to get over the fear.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, group 4 has another question. After facing rejection, our confidence gets low and lot of negative thoughts come to the mind. So, how can we boost our confidence and prevent the negative? All of you are writing negative thinking, negative thinking. What are the negative thoughts? Can you tell me? One or two?
वही नेगेटिव थॉट गिव अप कर दें, नहीं होगा छोड़ देते हैं, नहीं करेंगे अकेले हो जाएंगे, घर वाला देख लेगा अपना, वो होता है कभी कभी.
That is not negative. It should be positive. That even if I don't get what is there great about it, भीख मांगेंगे, रास्ते में जाके रहेंगे. इतना सोचने का क्या है उसमें? There are so many people without job. How many, you have any data in India, how many people do not have job? Learned people. Lakhs and lakhs or millions of people are without job. वो भी तो जी रहे हैं. So it is a question of tutoring our mind. I will give you one example. When I was doing research and teaching in Calcutta University as well as one college there in Calcutta, and I got a job in Kharagpur IIT. So the day before I would leave and go to Kharagpur, I took all those days the computers were not like that. We had IBM 360 and our equations were huge mathematical equations. So generally in the night we would go and feed our program and data and all. And whole night we have to sit, sometimes at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., one data will come. The whole night the computer is working on my problem. So they were so slow compared to now, even mobile and other things. So the data we had to work with, there were a lot of papers and the equations which we had, those are all handwritten partly. Computers were not there for our use. Desktop was not there. So with all the papers, quite thick bunch of paper, because from the work, from the PhD work, I could publish another say 2 or 3, minimum 2, maximum 3 papers could have been published. Good papers in proper journals and all. So they were valuable material. So that day from the university I took all the papers, carried in a bag and coming. So for going to Kharagpur, I wanted to purchase one suitcase where I will keep all the research papers and all, whatever data was there. When the Calcutta New Market was in between, I was working in North Calcutta and staying in South Calcutta, about 1.5 hours bus journey. In the center was, almost at the midpoint was New Market, where I went for buying the suitcase. So I bought the suitcase. When I came back home, I found that from where I was checking the suitcase, buying this and all, somewhere I have left the papers. So the empty suitcase I came back, not realizing that the papers which I was supposed to carry there, I have left it in the shop. बट सोचे थे कि वो पेपर कौन लेगा, कल सुबह फिर जाके हम वो शॉप से ले लेंगे. 3-4 शॉप गए थे, उसमें किसी से कहीं पे छोड़े होंगे. तो नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग आई वेंट फ्रॉम शॉप टू शॉप. Nobody could tell anything. They have lost. They said that we don't remember anything you have left here. Only 4 shops I had visited. तो मन में क्या होगा बोलो अभी? ऐसा जब हुआ कि 3-4 पेपर, 2-3 पेपर का सब मटेरियल खो गया, फिर से करने का उतना भी पेशेंस नहीं रहेगा. So how will you feel? Will you not feel negative? I mean nervous and एक इतना बड़ा एक लॉस हो गया. So that came for a moment. Then within, I don't remember exactly, but within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the thought came that, Acha, I have already done this work. Now I am going to IIT for a different job, different project, not my project. So if I carry all these papers, my mind will be divided into publishing these papers and doing the new job. So it's good that these have gone. I will fully focus on the new job which is coming. और 3-4 पेपर से क्या दुनिया पलट हो गया है क्या? Thousands and millions of papers are being published every day. उसमें क्या है? हमारे लिए उसका कीमत है, दूसरों के लिए उतना कुछ नहीं है. हो सकता है कभी कभी, बाकी नहीं है. The moment I thought like that, the mind became absolutely peaceful. I never thought about those papers at all. It is a question of just thinking. And thinking means thinking and accepting. वो तो हो गया है. Wherever to be seen, I have already seen. So it has already happened. I cannot walk back in time and get the papers back from there. So why should I worry about this? So this depends on, once we do it, next time it will become easier. Further 5-6 बार करने से बाद में सब कुछ हल्का हो जाएगा. Does it mean to you?
Yes, sir.
कुछ समझ में आ रहा है?
समझ गए.
करने के लिए तैयार हो?
करना है. हाँ. कोशिश करेगा.
When you say that yes I will do, then the greater hope is there. I will try मतलब नहीं करेंगे. करेंगे, but not so strongly. You should say that yes I will do it. If the understanding is proper, I should be able to do it. जो पास्ट है उसके प्रति ज़्यादा सोच के कुछ नहीं करने का है. Accept the correction on our way. Then group 5, how to overcome from self-doubt and overthinking. Same तो है. कौन है ग्रुप 5? बताओ क्या सेल्फ डाउट और क्या ओवर थिंकिंग है. इलस्ट्रेशन बोलो.
सर हम लोग के ग्रुप में सबको ये प्रॉब्लम है कि हम लोग ओवर थिंकिंग ज़्यादा करते हैं. अगर फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे हम लोग का कोई एग्ज़ाम अगर ख़राब गया है तो हम लोग नेक्स्ट एग्ज़ाम के प्रिपरेशन को छोड़ के उस चीज़ का
हाय कौन करते हैं बैठ के.
यस सर.
वही तो दैट इज यू हैव टू डू इट. दैट व्हाई शुड यू. खराब हो गया है उसके लिए नेक्स्ट दिन का एग्जाम भी खराब करना है क्या?
ये चीज़ हम लोग को पता होता है कि हम लोग का वो चीज़ अब बीत चुका है, हम लोग को नेक्स्ट के लिए अब प्रिपेयर करना है. बट वही है कि जब हम लोग कुछ चीज़ और पढ़ते हैं फिर भी वो चीज़ एक बार रिकॉल होते रहता है. तो वो एक होता है कि सेल्फ डाउट हम लोग पे होता है कि कहीं वो एग्ज़ाम ख़राब गया तो नेक्स्ट भी मत हो. ये चीज़ है. नेक्स्ट एग्ज़ाम भी ख़राब मत हो ऐसा.
लेकिन वैसा चिंता करने से तो नेक्स्ट एग्जाम पक्का खराब होगा. It's all the same understanding. You have to apply. That's all. Overthinking तो है ही. There are various kinds of overthinking also. When the exams are going on, once you have appeared for one, immediately the mind should move to the next one. पुराने वाला के प्रति नहीं सोचना चाहिए. Again, group 6 also same, anxiety and overthinking. How can we control our anxiety in difficult situation and deal with overthinking? Now here the new point is difficult situation. Group 6 कौन वाला है? हाँ, the difficult situation means what kind of difficult situation? Can you tell?
So basically, whenever I go to the stage, I fear a lot. Okay, so that is actually a difficult situation for us, and I have stage fear, actually a speaking problem. So, I mean, that's all. Okay, I see.
No, how can you call it a difficult situation? You have opted for going to interview and going for exams.
ओके सर बेसिकली क्या होता है कि जब भी मतलब जैसे कि आपने कहा कि क्या था स्टेज फियर
हाँ?
मतलब कभी भी हम लोग को अगर बोलने दिया जाता है स्टेज पे ओके सो वो भी एक डिफ़िकल्ट सिचुएशन ही है एक तरह का कि मतलब कैसे बोले क्राउड को कैसे फेस करे एंड मतलब कैसे उस चीज़ को ओवरकम करे मतलब उस प्रॉब्लम को सो समटाइम ये डिफ़िकल्ट सिचुएशन बन जाता है
I have not understood fully. Crowd को face करे मतलब तो
भीड़ को
public speaking.
हाँ पब्लिक स्पीकिंग बेसिकली
That is part of your course.
यस
I don't know what kind of situation you are talking about. If you openly say in public speaking, when you are feeling like that, you can openly say in public that I have become nervous. I think I will not be able to. I am not able to speak, but still I will try.
yes
If you openly say that you are nervous or you are fearful, then if you find that partly it will go. About public speaking, you can do that. That this is again the same thing, that you accept the situation that people are ridiculing me or so. You accept the situation, हमसे नहीं होता है, but फिर I will try to do. That way the fear will go. Group 7, how to overcome the anger issues and anxiety issues in any circumstance.
मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि हम लोग का जब कोई भी सिचुएशन जब आता है कोई भी हम लोग के साथ कुछ भी गलत हो जाता है तो हम लोग का एंगर एक बहुत बड़ा इशू बन जाता है. हम लोग तब ये नहीं देखते कि हमारे सामने वाला जो है वो बड़ा है या छोटा है और जो भी कुछ भी हम लोग का एंगर जो भी है वो हम लोग वो बर्स्ट आउट होता है वो हम लोग बर्स्ट पड़ते हैं.
नहीं एक सिचुएशन बताओ कहाँ एंगर हुआ है. किसके प्रति माता पिता के प्रति या सर के प्रति प्रोफेसर के प्रति या मम्मी पापा किस विषय में. खाना आज ठीक नहीं लगा.
नहीं ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ करियर पे ही था. क्योंकि मेरा जो करियर सिलेक्शन था वो इंग्लिश को लेकर था एंड वो लोग बोले थे कि आप मैनेजमेंट करो मैनेजमेंट लेकर आप आगे बढ़ो. वाई आर यू चूजिंग इंग्लिश जो कि एक अलग डोमेन हो जाता है. तो मेरा जो फैमिली है इंटायरली वो कमर्शियल बैकग्राउंड का है और हम चूज कर रहे थे इंग्लिश ऑनर्स लेकर आगे बढ़ने का. तो ये बात को लेकर मेरा और मेरा एंटायर फैमिली मम्मी पापा दीदी और भी जो भी रिलेटिव्स ने उनके साथ एक बहुत ज़ोरदार तुल कलाम वाला सिचुएशन हो गया था एकदम. तो ये
बाद में तुम मान लिए वो उन्होंने मैनेजमेंट बोला तो तुम चले गए.
इन दी एंड क्योंकि मेजॉरिटी उन लोगों का ही चाहता था तो हम हार मानते हुए ओके ठीक है चलो एक बार मैनेजमेंट ही कर लेते अब क्या करें. तो अब इस बीच में जो एंगर इशू हुआ ये चीज़ को कंट्रोल करना कि ठीक है अगर वो मैं बड़े वो जो बोल रहे हैं अगर वो चीज़ को मानना जाए ये ऑन दैट पॉइंट वो हम लोग के दिमाग में नहीं आता हम लोग बर्स्ट आउट होते अपना गुस्सा दिखाते हैं.
हाँ एंगर आई डोंट नो हियर इट इज़ परहैप्स एंगर गुस्सा वो कब होता है जब हम कोई सिचुएशन में हैं और उससे कैसे उसको उतारना है या रिलीफ मिलना है. जब हमारी बुद्धि से वो नहीं मिलता है इसके निकलने का उपाय क्या है जब समझ में नहीं आता तब हम गुस्सा हो जाते हैं. तो बेसिकली इट इज़ अ डिज़ायर समथिंग इज़ देयर इन द माइंड एंड आई डोंट नो हाउ टू फुलफिल द डिज़ायर. और देर इज़ समथिंग लाइक मम्मी पापा का व्यू हो विच इज़ हिंडरिंग माई डिज़ायर. आई वॉन्ट टू स्टडी इंग्लिश बट दे आर नॉट सपोर्टिंग इट, दे आर अगेंस्ट इट. Now, in that case, by becoming angry, if they allow you to read English, I understand. Then having anger is okay. You get your role. But तुमने तो मान लिया ना, जो मैनेजमेंट ही तो पढ़ा, एंगर तो नहीं, आई मीन इंग्लिश तो नहीं पढ़े. तो अभी क्या लगता है, जब वो अच्छा चूज़ किए या इंग्लिश पढ़ने से अच्छा था?
इट कुड बी इधर और. अगर शायद अगर हम आज हम इंग्लिश लेकर पढ़ रहे होते, इट मे बी लाइक हम जर्नलिज्म लेकर आगे बढ़ पाते. ये भी मेरा एक पॉइंट था, जो कि मेरा एक फेवरेट एरिया को.
So we cannot say whether the choice was right or wrong. But did you talk to your people, say particularly father, giving enough points why you want to do English and not management? बात किए थे?
बात किए.
फादर माने नहीं. फादर भी गुस्सा हो गए तो?
हाँ, हम लोग गुस्सा हुए थे. एंगर होने का उनके जो थॉट है वो कुछ ऐसे देख रहे थे कि इंग्लिश ऑनर्स जो होता है वो आर्ट स्ट्रीम का होता है, और आर्ट स्ट्रीम को वो बहुत ज़्यादा डाउन लेवल पे देख रहे थे कि तुम इतना डाउन लेकर क्यों जाओगे, तुम हम लोग का पूरा कॉमर्स बैकग्राउंड का है फैमिली, तुम उसमें जाओ. तो ये काइंड ऑफ ये माइंड, ये थॉट, ये उस समय का.
बट यू कुड हैव सीन इट एज अ सैक्रिफाइस ऑल्सो, दैट ऑल्दो I am thinking I like to study English, but because my parents are wanting, why not make them happy by doing it? Then गुस्सा नहीं आएगा फिर. That I will sacrifice, it is not bad. Management is not bad. If you are given to literature, you can even now do journalism. Management पढ़ के literature में जाओ. Journalism तो you can do after this also.
Yes, sir.
So it is a way of accepting also. We always think what I am thinking is the best. वो हम ego बोलते हैं. किसी भी सभा में, when I am putting forward some view, most of the cases you will find we have lot of ego with that. हमने जो बताया वो ही ठीक है, दूसरे जो बता रहे हैं वो ठीक नहीं है. तो ये तो रहता है. You could have been more sober in your putting forward and sacrificing also. That would have been better. In that case, father also might have come down and said, okay, you read English. ये problem तो common है. I was very much given to physics right from the beginning, particularly in school last days, 11th class or so. That time we got the books, Feynman lectures in physics. So that is a beautiful book presentation. I had never thought about it. That a very high level physics also presented in a very simple manner. So I was mostly given to physics, but my father wanted that I should study engineering, because father was engineer, two brothers, elder brothers, they are also engineers, so it was an engineering family. And not only that, those days I was very much given to tabla. I learned tabla and I thought I will become a tabaliya. That father did not like at all. Because as you said that English is looked down upon, like that any musician, particularly a tabla, if I had become a sitarist, they will perhaps like it better. But tabla means always you are accompanying others and all. It's an inferior musician, generally regarded as. So I declared that I will pursue my line of tabla. My father said that even if you pursue tabla, I would like you to become an engineer tabaliya. You study engineering and after passing you become a tabaliya, then nobody will say anything. So there was a fear of societal reputation.
The fear of society actually.
Now, what happened after that, I came to a compromise that in that case, if you want me to study, why should I study engineering? I will study physics. I will become a scientist tabaliya or a physics studied tabaliya. That father had to accept that, well, I accept that you will not become engineering, you will not go for engineering, but you become a physicist and tabaliya. So that is how it went. Then tabla went off, I became a physicist. Anyway.
Thank you.
But you remember that whenever the mind is haunted by anger, it is because we are not knowing how to sort out the situation. With children, how the parents become so angry? Because maybe the children are misbehaving, which they don't know how to correct. It is because of their inability to correct the children that they become angry. So, which it should never be. They should think what is the boy thinking, how we should guide and all. There also the ego plays the role. From ego only anger comes. That the parents think that what I am thinking is the right. वो तो बच्चा है, वो क्या सोचेगा, लेकिन बच्चे लोग भी कभी कभी बेटर सोचते हैं. As we are knowledgeable about every steps which needs to be taken while taking decisions in any of the situation, unaware. No? When we face the situation, our mind goes blank and we are not able to express it. थोड़ा समझा के बोलो क्या बोल रहे हैं.
गुड आफ्टरनून सर, आई एम अंश कुमार. तो मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि जैसे आप जो आज हम लोग को बताए हैं वो हम लोग का दिमाग में रहता है कि फियर से डरना नहीं है, जो होता है, लेकिन जब वो सिचुएशन से हम लोग फेस करते हैं तब वो सब दिमाग में नहीं चलता है, दिमाग ब्लैकआउट हो जाता है. तो उस समय क्या करना चाहिए?
दिमाग ब्लैकआउट हो जाने से तो कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे. जो होता है उसका एक्सेप्ट करना है और क्या करोगे.
हाँ, मतलब वो सिचुएशन बार बार हम लोग फेस करते हैं कि हम लोग को पता है कि इस सिचुएशन में क्या करना है.
एग्जाम्पल बताओ.
एग्जाम्पल जैसे जब हम लोग इंटरव्यू के देने जाते हैं तो बाहर हम लोग सोच के रखते हैं कि कॉन्फिडेंट बोलना है, क्लियर बोलना है, फलफलाना नहीं है, लेकिन जब हम लोग इंटरव्यू के सामने बैठते हैं वो लोग क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं तो नर्वस हो जाते हैं और फिर समझ में नहीं आता कि क्या बोलना है, क्या सोचना है.
नहीं, ये नेचुरल होना चाहिए. जो स्टेप्स तुम लिखे हो ना कि हम जानते हैं लेकिन उस समय सोच नहीं सकते हैं. जब तक ना ये तुम्हारा नेचर बन जाएगा, जब तक ये हो सकता है. वॉट एवर द कॉन्सिक्वेंस यू हैव टू एक्सेप्ट इट, यू हैव टू फेस इट. बिकॉज केवल हम ऐसे सोचेंगे वैसे सोचेंगे, ऐसा सोच के वो काम के समय आएगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है हमेशा. लेकिन जब छोटे मोटे चीज़ों में भी हम दिमाग को लगाते हैं और उसके अनुसार विचार करते हैं, जैसे हम बोले हैं कि अंदर की ओर देखना और देखना कि कौन हमें अल्टीमेट प्रॉपर पाथ पे ले जाएंगे, वो सोच के करना. ये जब करना शुरू करेंगे ना, तब वो दूसरी थॉट्स, दूसरी चिंताएं सब उतना डिस्टर्ब नहीं करेगी. So it becomes a practice for us. It becomes natural to us. See, certain very secret truths are there which we don't observe, and even if we know, we don't apply. Whenever we are doing anything wrong, be attentive. Whenever we are doing anything wrong, after doing it, we always think that I would not do like this. गुस्सा होने के बाद भी ऐसा होता है. पिता माता के साथ फाइट करने से भी ऐसा हो सकता है. If you hurt anybody, किसी के प्रति दुख, मन में दुख लगाया, तो हम सोचते हैं कि नहीं, I should not hurt later on. But again, when the circumstance, this is your question, that when the actual situation comes, again we have the same behavior. है ना? It is very common, everybody would have faced this. I don't want to do it, but when actually the situation comes, I behave in the same manner. Here our approach is wrong because the behavior is the result of our thoughts. पहले मन में कुछ भावना, चिंताएं जो आती है, वो बिहेवियर के रूप से उसका मैनिफेस्टेशन होता है. दैट गेट्स एक्सप्रेस्ड एज बिहेवियर. सो बिहेवियर इज द रिजल्ट ऑफ something other, some other cause. तो अगर हम सोचते हैं कि हमारे ऐसा हम नहीं करेंगे, वो फिर करेंगे, क्योंकि that behavior is causing. Suppose I am hurting somebody, giving pain to somebody. That is coming because in my mind I have that hurtful tendency, hurting tendency. Is it not? If they are not in the mind, then you will not do. Suppose some egoistic expression. That also again and again it comes because we have that ego in the mind, in the thought process and all. So we should always correct from the causal level. That is, if we want to correct our misbehavior, then we should look what kind of thought is resulting in this misbehavior and should try to correct the thought level. और भी अच्छा है, थॉट्स आ रहा कहाँ से, एक भावना जो मन का जो भाव है, we call it mindset. From there the thoughts are coming. Suppose somebody's mind is very liberal, the mindset is liberal. Liberal thoughts will come, automatically come in his case. Somebody's mind is extremely selfish or constricted. Selfish thought, constricted thoughts will come. So it is better to try to make the mindset noble, liberal and good. If we do that, then automatically all our thoughts also will become good. And from that, thoughts becoming good, the behavior also will become like that. It's just like this charioteer example. This is the integrated. If we change the bhava of the mind, the mindset if you change, then automatically the thoughts will change and also the behavior will change. That is the fundamental causal level treatment. जैसे Ganges आ रहे हैं गोमुख से, and it is meeting the Ganga Sagar, meeting the sea. Suppose you want to change the direction of the stream. Will you push it from Ganga Sagar? There it is at least 40 kilometers wide. But in the Gomukha, if you change the stone, it's a trickle from there. If you can change the stone, it will go another direction, a new river will be created. That is the causal level. Whereas Ganga Sagar is the effect, final level. Any change, if you work on the causal level, it will be effective, it will be successful. In the effect level, we don't have to bother. We have to only change the causal part. तो मन को अच्छी अच्छी भावनाओं से भरना है. उसके लिए अच्छी चीज़ें देखना है, अच्छी चीज़ें देखना है, अच्छी किताबें पढ़ना है, अच्छा संग रखना है. जो फ्रेंड के साथ मिलने से हमारे मन में अच्छी चिंताएं आती है, उनके साथ फ्रेंडशिप करना है. बदमाश चिंता आने से उनके साथ फ्रेंडशिप नहीं रखना है. All these things will change our mindset and then you don't have to worry about your behavior. Swamiji said, do not depend on others. But in our point of view, how is that possible? Even nature is depending on each other. Kindly throw some light. It's a good question. I said that dependence is different. Now I wanted to show you one slide which I was supposed to show. It is not that dependence you are talking that is there in nature. Without interconnection, nobody can live in this universe. Everybody is connected. Even as science advances far and farther, it is coming apparent that even the minutest particles are also interrelated. They are not independent at all. But I spoke about not depending on others in a different sense. See here, this is, as I have discussed today, the value of food, value of discipline. This was the third one, where the value of others, that togetherness and harmony. This is the nature's way, from atomic level to animals to cosmos. Everywhere individual harmony to universal harmony. Harmony is the nature. That means a sort of dependence, what you have mentioned. I did not mention about this kind of dependence. Here you cannot live without getting integrated with many things, not only nature. When you are stepping out of the house, who has made the road? Your father has not made the road, you have not made the road. It is from the society. When you are daily living, you are wearing the shirt and pant, who has made it? We don't even bother about them. Where these are made, whether they are getting food or not also, we are not bothered. Though when we are eating sumptuous food, we are not bothering about who had cultivated the vegetables or the rice, whether they are getting food or not. Are they getting square meal? So it's a very selfish way of life we have. We have to get rid of that and always remain connected with the whole world. I may not be able to go and do something for them, but while I am utilizing the facilities, I should be aware of where from I am getting everything. The whole world is connected like that. Without that, nothing can happen. But when I mentioned about dependence in the beginning, that is not that kind of a dependence. That is our mental dependence on something which may fail. So there the failure will come not because of me, because of somebody else. So there, like that sun. Sun is radiating, that was the example in which I mentioned. The sun, for its illumination, it does not depend on anybody else. But it depends on constantly in the sun, hydrogen is getting converted into helium and the rest of the energy is coming out as light. So the whole creation of sun, and from that light so many things are coming up. Whole vegetation needs sunlight. So it is a harmony in nature. Suppose the sea or the ocean becomes very selfish and says that no, I will not give the vapor, my water to go and become cloud. From the sea the vapor is going up. It is forming cloud. Finally it is going and shedding rain in the different areas, particularly snow on the mountains. Then that again is melting and flowing down as river and meeting the sea. So it's a full circle, full cycle. In the process, so many pranis and everything is getting benefited. All the animals are getting watered, the vegetation is coming, everything. This whole thing is happening because the sea is releasing water to the sunlight, and that goes as cloud and it is shedding rain in different mountain tops. From there the river is flowing. If the sea says that no, I will not give my water, the sun cannot take me, what will happen? The rivers which is replenishing the sea also will not be there. If you are breathing the oxygen, the air, if you are so possessive that no, I will only breathe, I will not allow that the oxygen that has gone in, I will not let it out, what will happen? You will die. So fundamentally nature is all extremely all-pervading harmony and mutual dependence. Mutuality is the way. In the society, because of this lack of mutuality, we suffer. Because of lack of harmony, we have all these wars and whatnot. If we are aware of this harmony, then nothing wrong would have taken place. So that dependence I told is different. That is for remaining confident, not looking for anything from anybody. Then nobody can punish me or I will not suffer anything. I can remain without food also, you can say, without job. Then the interviewer will not be able to make me fearful. I don't want your job, you can say. What is there? आहार्यवन्नित्यविनिश्चलोऽहम् आहार्यवन्नित्यविनिश्चलोऽहम् अम्भोधिवत्पारविवर्जितोऽहम् आकाशवल्लेपविदूरगोऽहम् आकाशवल्लेपविदूरगोऽहम् आदित्यवद्भास्यविलक्षणोऽहम् आदित्यवद्भास्यविलक्षणोऽहम् आहार्यवन्नित्यविनिश्चलोऽहम् आहार्यवन्नित्यविनिश्चलोऽहम् अम्भोधिवत्पारविवर्जितोऽहम् अम्भोधिवत्पारविवर्जितोऽहम् अम्भोधिवत्पारविवर्जितोऽहम्